Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part 30 of the run where we prepare for the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Last time we went through Mogwin Palace, that entire area. And in that area we got ourselves a golden seed. We got some smithing stones, notably some ancient ones. We got a great ghost glowwort. We got ourselves the law causality incantation by telling Gideon about the area. We also got swarm of flies. We also got the Ash of War blood tax. We got Vari's bouquet. And we got Mog's remembrance, which can get you a great spear. We also got the War Surgeon armor set, and we could purchase Mog's thing as well. We also got the Haldrake Talisman plus 2, finally finishing out the Drake talismans that give you heightened defense. So we now have the highest form of all of those. And in this part, we will be heading through Leyndell, Ashen capital, which you get teleported here immediately after defeating Malekith the Black Blade at the end of Crumbling Fair Missoula. Now, you may notice that I'm running a different build, and I mentioned it in the Crumbling Fair Missoula part, that we're going to be doing this part with a different build. And I already finished this area, as you can see there. So that's going to speed things up a lot. But it also means we're going to miss a few items. Though I will point out where they are and what they are, so don't worry too much. But here we can start at the Leyndell Capital of Ash site of grace, which you start right next to. And from there, you can head off to the west towards the giant dragon. And something I'm going to mention very quickly is this part and the next part, which will be the final part, are going to be a bit different than the rest of the series. This part is going to be different since we already completed the area, and this area itself is very different to the rest of the game, being more of a boss rush than anything, with pretty much no enemies. And the final part is going to be different in that I'm not going to go through a single area. Instead, I'm going to be showing off a few different builds to give you some ideas on what you may be interested in going into the DLC. Here, there's that golden seed next to the Black Blade Kindred in the normal Leyndell area. And then from there, you can drop down here. There's another Black Blade Kindred and an ancient somber stone. You can fight the Black Blade Kindred if you want, but they don't give you anything, so I'm just gonna leave. And teleporting back, you can head straight forward, and you'll notice an area that's kind of going down into the decline here. This lets you take a few drops down, and dropping down will get you the Crimson Amber Medallion plus 2, which gets you the highest amount of health. As you can see, it can get you like 150-ish, which is kind of nice, but not that great in my opinion. I feel like there are better medallions you can get, better talismans. Though continuing on To the left of that golden sunflower, if you did his quest, will be Corn. And you can talk to him, and then you can quit the game in order to reload it. And then you will get his bell bearing, a flail, and his robe, which is very similar to Prophet Robe, but the neck piece is slightly different and the description is different, as you can see. From there, you can head southeast, just straight forward, where you'll be able to make it onto some rooftops here. And taking this jump onto this rooftop, there will be a body, and on that body will be a rune, a poppable rune that you can grab. From there, you can drop down, and you can either go left and up, or you can go down and to the right. We are going to be heading down first, where here you could have gotten the Smithing Stone 6 before, when you came here, when it was the royal capital, or you can get it now. And then here, if you did the quest, will be Gold Mask. And going up to them, you can pick up a Mending Rune, which is required for one of the endings. But as you can see here, I don't have it because I did not do their quest on this character in this run. But from there you can quit the game again, and you'll be able to pick up Gold Mask's set, except for the headpiece, which is gotten in a different location. Now, since we're going to do some running here, I'll very quickly say, if I sound different, that's because I do, probably. I'm a little sick. Nothing bad at all, it's just like a cold. But as of recording, it is the 10th, and the DLC, which I will be recording, comes out on like the 20th or 21st. So hopefully whatever I have clears up by then. If not, that'll suck. But it should clear up by then. Though, continuing on, at the top of that elevator, you can make your way into this room, where you'll find Sir Gideon Ofnir the All-Knowing, and he will fight you as boss. And I went the wrong way on this, but killing him will get you the Scepter of the All-Knowing, a dexterity intelligence-based hammer with physical magic damage, and it actually has like the best range for a hammer. And you also get the All-Knowing armor set. And from there, you can start making your way up. As I said, this area is basically just 3 to 4 bosses, depending on how you look at it. Basically just back to back to back. So I took them out before doing this, partially because I forgot to record at the time, and partially just to speed things up, depending on how you want to look at it. So here you can get the Erdtree heal incantation. This is the most powerful variation of the normal heal, with a faith requirement of 42. But it does give a lot of health, so you can pick that up, and then you can move forward. Here you'll fight Godfrey, First Elden Lord, who will then turn into Horalu halfway through. And upon defeating them, you will get Remembrance of Horalu, which you can either pop for runes, you can turn it into a colossal weapon, which we will look at soon-ish, or you can turn it into an Ash of War. From there, you can head up these stairs, where you'll find this golden light, and you can touch that, which will then let you fight Radagon of the Golden Order, who then turns into Elden Beast, getting you the Elden Remembrance, which you can turn into a hammer or a great sword. And here, looking at the weapons, this America's Hammer, strength, dexterity, faith, physical and holy damage, and a unique and somewhat powerful skill. Or you can turn it into the Sacred Relic Sword, a dexterity, faith-based greatsword with physical and holy damage, and a very powerful skill that is a giant AoE blast. And then when it comes to Godfrey and his remembrance, all the way down here into the colossal weapons, you can get the Axe of Godfrey, a strength dexterity based colossal weapon, pure physical damage, and a unique skill. And as I said, you can also turn it into an Ash of War. From there, you can pick the ending of the game that you want, and then that's basically the entirety of the Ashen Capital. Though there are a few more things. Like out here, you can head to the forest-spanning Great Bridge, or you can head off to the Windmill Village. Either way works. I'm going to be heading off to the Windmill Village. And I will say, there is one more thing that you can get in the Ashen Capital. It is the Erdtree's Favor +2, which is like the Ring of Favor. It gets you health, stamina, and equip load. Though from there, you have to start at the Forbidden Lands Site of Grace, and then head backwards back into Leyndell Ashen Capital. That's the only way to get that. And it is protected by a few ulcerated tree spirits. I didn't show it in this recording. You could say that that is for the sake of time, or we can admit that it's because I forgot. Either way, that is the carriage with the Great Stars weapon, which is quite popular. Though heading to the left of that, you can jump onto this bridge. Or making your way down, there will be an item here. This gets you the Radiant Gold Mask, the final piece of Gold Mask's armor set. And if you look at the description, it even strengthens Golden Order incantations. So, very good for faith builds that use incantations. And that's it. That is everything in the royal capital of Leyndell in its ashen form. And I mean, we got an ancient somber stone. We got the Erdtree heal incantation. You could turn one of the remembrances into an Ash of War, which I did not have on this character, because it's not one I typically use. But it is an option. We also got a few weapons. Like you can get a great sword from a remembrance, or you can turn it into a hammer. You also get a guaranteed hammer from Sir Gideon. That's another option. You can also get a colossal weapon from one of the remembrances. But I figured this part was so short that we can head off to the round table just to look at a few more things. Because once you take out Malekith, Gideon leaves the round table to go be a boss. Hugh forgets who you are, and Enya here dies. Though you can still get all the remembrances. So as you can see here, you can still use those. And once you beat Godfrey, you can then get the Elden Lord armor set. You can also purchase Malekith's armor set as well. Though, that's everything. Everything in Leyndell Ashen Capital. Didn't pick up everything, but I said where they were, at least. But, yeah, like I said, this part a bit different. Next part gonna be different as well, as I'll be showing off different builds. Remember, in this run we will go through every weapon, shield, armor set, talisman, spirit ash, physic tier, and cookbook that you will need no matter what build you are creating for the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. I don't have this character set up like I do the others, so that threw me off. But, yeah.